Hello, and welcome to the next part of the Shitterbowl. So Arcecephaly found a magic site here in Morn, the Farm of Plenty. He fought some battles here against PD, against the Deer Tribe. He won with some casualties. Wow, Jesus. Just turn that volume. I don't know why that was so extremely loud. Anyway, he wins even against the Deer Tribe. And then there was another battle in Ord. He really favors these Cardices. And yeah, he cleans up this battle too. So, unexpected events, he gets another handful of gold. Very nice. Arcecephaly's been getting a lot of these events. And then 9 nature gems, very, very special. This turn, there is a solar eclipse of mystical origin that has shrouded the world in darkness. So, not only is this giving the darkness debuff to battles this turn, next turn, I suppose. Like, battles that will happen this turn. But this is also hurting everyone's income. So Arcecephaly's drops probably like 400 gold this turn. William Downing Spencer is his first astrologer who rolled, looks like just fire, which is cool. This guy is like a Marignon mage. He can do a lot with fire. He could cast all the fire elementals he wants with Astral this high. There's also some nifty fire items I think he could make. Sort of an Ermor-ish mage. Not recruiting a mage this turn, instead opting for what? Researching. Is he building a temple somewhere? Oh, he's moving this army back. I guess he can't move to take these ghouls, which is sad. Yes, he is going for these, which is smart. This is definitely a good call. I wonder why he's moving into this province. Like, he could move here or here, but he's choosing to go here. I guess he's going for the barbarians in this desert. What is he building? He's not recruiting any Ictiids anymore. He just made those two. Oh, he's building a lab over here. He's building a lab to get the Minister of the Way, and then maybe Master of the Way afterwards, which is cool. Those guys are definitely good. What else is he doing? He's building a palisade and a lab now over here. Okay, so he's building a lab on this province. It's a pretty good one. Yeah, a lot of recruitment points, pretty good amount of resources. It's got a lot of connections. And he is trying for 127. This will probably go a lot better than fighting this desert is. I wonder, diplomatically, I haven't heard anything about this issue, so I presume the status quo is the same. Yeah, but not recruiting mages anywhere kind of sucks. Like, I get it, the eclipse is cutting your income up a lot, but I guess it's only 4 heart companions. He's building 2 labs this turn. Alright, I mean, whatever. It remains to be seen how good that will be. I would consider upgrading these castles, though. Like, upgrading them one more step. Just that way the province will make more money, have more resources. Interesting that he's trying for the desert instead of this province first. What is he actually moving? Moving a really tiny... There's no way this will win. What is this? This, like, tiny little token army? 30 wolf tribe? Not in a million years do you win that battle. That's a definite defeat. Also, this woman's being scripted to retreat again, so she'll just run off the battlefield and run away to this province. Or maybe she'll just die on random chance. So that is an unfortunate misstep. This Farm of Plenty is actually kind of a bad magic site because it's so out of the way. The only thing this is going to do is enable your enemies to get better supplies when they're rampaging through your lands. It doesn't really help you in any way. But not much else to say this turn. I don't know if I would spend so much money on infrastructure when I'm not getting mages. Like mages, getting more mages, that seems important. Especially because your research is so crap compared to the other players. But maybe this will pay for itself. Like, how long does it take to get a Minister of Magic? 2 recruitment points, so you can get 1 every 2 turns. That's solid. Alright, fair enough. Really, though, he needs to get these lizards. There's no reason not to take all this land over here. It's free. It's his. He should take it. I'm not saying it will be easy, but he should definitely take it. Ulm has got 2 Conjuration 2, and he also got Alteration 2. And he fought 1 battle here in the Wood of Many Paths. He still has his blind, limping Ulmite in these battles. Wolf Tribe are... Or these are Bear Tribe. Oh, weird. Weird that he's getting hung up on them. I guess he just doesn't have a lot of dudes. And the ones he does have are starting to get injured. Also, Grace Warrior is now a hero. He has Heroic Toughness. What's his protection now? Oh, an increased number of hit points. 28 HP. Whoa. Okay, that's actually really substantial. That's big. Like, you could give this guy regeneration equipment later down the line, because it's only going to get better. He's eventually going to have over 30 hit points, which will put him in a new regeneration bracket. He'll be regenerating, I think, 3 or 4 HP a turn. Anyway, it's really good. Yeah, Grace Warrior is actually shaping up to be an excellent combatant. He's immediately building a palisade here in this forest. I can't for the life of me understand why. I guess it's because it's a river connection, so it cuts off the only way inside, but he can see Archaecephaly has cold scales, so Archaecephaly can just walk over the water. And really, a palisade here would be much better, because then you could get more lizard shamans, which... These guys are so broken. This is such a busted mage. And it's so cheap, too. It's like really inexpensive. And it does so much. He sees fascias over here. With a single commander, this generally means a palisade's being built. But looks like he doesn't care about it. He is taking his architects and walking them around. I don't know why. I don't know where he's planning on sending them. He is also taking his... Prophet, who has this tremendous army, extremely big army. I'm curious what he's going to do with them. Presumably just take all this India land. But really, he could have done that already. This army doesn't need to exist. This could be like 4 or 5 separate armies, maybe even 6 separate armies. And you could be taking 6 provinces a turn instead of 1 with this big doom ball. But, I mean, like, you've seen how effective Grace Warrior's army is. It's very small, but it's absolutely good enough to beat PD to pieces. Like, you are outnumbered here. And yet your KD ratio is kind of insane. Like, maybe Heavy Cav can be a problem. Lizard Shamans are durable, so that could be sketchy. 30 Lizard Shamans against 15 Olmites. One of whom is... so crippled his stats are at 0. Oh my god. The darkness is just making it unbearable. It's funny. Why is this guy fighting? He needs to go home. And by home, I mean he needs to run into these lizards and die so he's not taking a paycheck anymore. Site searching with his god, I think, is fine. It's sort of risky to do that because he could always get picked off and killed. But I don't think anyone's in a position to do that. So he's okay. Still just recruiting more guys. Looks like Bob the Builder is over here, presumably to start building a citadel. But it's not a citadel yet. It's only a fortress, so it needs to go to a castle first, and then it could be a citadel. I would strongly consider putting a fort on this province too, this throne. But look at this delicious gem income. And presumably it's only going to get better as his god site searches around. Not much else to say here. Agartha finished his palisade over here. Recruiting the Lion Tribe. Hurts my heart. Oh, he's making a Black Lord over here. These guys are cool. Neat little units that you can kind of thug out if you really try. You've got the gold. Can you not... You could upgrade this into a fortress. I'd consider doing that. Yeah. Oh, why not, right? Ulm's income, again, it's really crippled by the sun. He's sending a message out. Well, we'll see what message he's sending out next turn. And then Marignon, the exciting part. So he has Fascia's score graphs again. Oops. He tried to assassinate a scout and he succeeded, whatever. This is him moving in to try to catch the army on the coast. But there's nothing here. They escaped. Paid a lot of money for these mace men. This is just a battle against PD over here. And this is an interesting fight. This is him with a few flagellants. Does he even get the flagellants? Did he get any of them? Oh, he got all of them, but he missed himself. Oh, he's gonna do it one more time. Okay, good. He fixed his scripting. So the flagellants run up and just get bodied immediately, leaving the paladin alone to fight for himself. He took a nasty hit there. He got hit for... what? Oh, he just rolled really poorly. He rolled 2 1s on his 2d6 and took 9 damage. And he retreats. So the PD of Fascia wins on that day. However, this province is cut off now from a Fascian fortress, so he can't get the income from this province anyway, so it's effectively like he took it anyway. So not bad. Looks like he's just patrolling over here with his paladin. Weird. This paladin has so much movement. He can get all the way to the bottom of his country in one turn. The road is really nice. Otherwise, he is marching his men up here into this mountain. I don't really know why. He's just going to try to take this forest this turn. It looks like Fascia is just sitting in his capital, still causing uprising. Oh, we could look at his score graphs. So yeah, provinces, Marignon definitely winning. Forts, he's got one more fort. The income of both the players is actually very poor. Like Marignon's is below 1,000 now, thanks to the eclipse. But Fascia is definitely losing a lot. Army size, Fascia remains with more bodies, but Marignon's definitely catching up. What is he building? He's building a witch hunter and another assassin, some Knights of the Chalice. He has his Laurentius of the Great Swamp, my favorite pyromancer trainer, site searching, which is good. This is a lot of sites you're hitting for all at once. He's a great site searcher for that. He has this mage over here patrolling. It seems silly. Should be site searching, not patrolling. Still got open sites to check out. Or bring him back to, research. He's going to have a castle here next turn. He's walking an assassin all the way to Fascia, and he's taking this assassin and moving him over to Fascia. And I believe it's because Fascia's god, the big white cock, has woken up. So he wants to assassinate that guy, I think. Or he just wants to kill the mages in general. I mean, regardless, it's fine. He probably won't have a lot of success, because these are just generic assassins with nothing, like they don't have any special gear on them. Like this guy's got a little experience, but consider this guy, he's not really good at all. He's very mediocre. Yeah, and he's going up against bodyguards, so they actually have the bodyguard stat going against this assassination stat. He really Well, I don't know. What could he forge that could help him out here? Definitely not that. Maybe this thing. This Pendant of Luck. Luck could be useful on his assassins. Could be useful for anyone, really. Looks like he's just patrolling. He's not actually recruiting anything in this fort. He really doesn't have a lot of money. He can't afford to make things anymore. And I don't know why he's bothering to make crossbowmen at all. He's actually trying for this desert over here. He'll probably win, but Wolf Tribe are kind of sketchy. I'm sure he'll be okay. Anyway, it looks like the invasion is slowed down massively, which is not really to Marignon's favor. I mean, it's okay. Fascia isn't counterattacking him, so he's not losing anything. But there's a lot of gray flags that he can still take. Like, why do you not have this swamp? This has just like 8 dudes in it. One paladin could probably take this province. You could send this guy over here, or where's that other paladin? This guy. Could just walk all the way down here and then take it next turn. I'm sure he could do it. Also, you have Knights of the Chalice sitting in your capital. Bring the knight back so he can pick them up and then get a new army going. I think that would work anyway. What is he researching? He's going for Thaumaturgy 1, which he will have next turn, so he'll have his communions up. And then he's going for Conjuration 4 afterwards. There's some good summons that you can get here. A big spell, though, is Light of the Northern Star. I don't know how useful that's going to be in this game in particular, considering how many astral nations there are. But it's a good one. Outside of that, he's got Fire Drakes. These are okay. Flame Jellies, I've never seen these used. They can only be used underwater. Yeah, whatever. Maybe he's going for big elementals. That would be a big power spike if he could get those. But his research is bad. One of the worst in the game. But he does have high conjuration, which is big. Gertha found a magic site, the Enchanted Tower, which is 1 Earth Gem. He fought this battle against Phasian PD, so he took this desert province. And looks like he's just maneuvering his armies into position to take more Phasian clay. I think this is fine. This land is really undefended by Fascia, and I don't think Fascia could do much to stop Agartha from taking this. It also denies this land for Marignon, which is important too. But at the same time, these armies aren't very good, actually. Like, they're not very intimidating at all. This is like, these infantry suck. Although, granted, in the darkness, they don't have a bad penalty. Like, they have a very minor penalty compared to everyone else. So, interestingly enough, this would probably be the best time for him to, like, expand, say, into this province, because the Indies are being nerfed substantially, whereas he's being barely affected, you know, getting -1, because all of his guys have dark vision. Looks like he is going to try for these Amazons. This is an important province. It does open him up to this big lake and these thrones. And he definitely, you know, he's got the best shot of contesting the water of anyone in this game. He is casting, finally, Enliven Sentinel, which he just got, finally, so we're going to be able to see them next turn and compare them to these attentive statues. Otherwise, just researching. His research is the 3rd highest, going for Construction 3, probably for Legions of Steel. Great spell. Otherwise, he's got intel on everyone's cap in the game now. He knows where Archacephaly is. He knows how big Archacephaly is. In fact, he could, if he wanted to, he could count up these provinces and see that Archacephaly is actually huge. Like, Archacephaly doesn't actually have all of them because he's playing expansion wrong, but he could have them. He could be really big. So that could be a useful diplomacy tool to, like, just take a picture of this and show it to your opponent and say, like, hey, look at all this clay Archacephaly has. They're actually, like, a really big threat. Granted, this is pretty scary, too. Anything more to say about Agartha's turn? He's building one of these Pale One captains. I guess they are cheaper than the cave captains. And he's really desperate for gold.
Why did you move the fan?
Anyway. Yeah, not much else to say about this turn. I don't know why this province keeps... Like, why the unrest here is so extremely high. He's just recruiting, like, random mishmash troops here. He's still not making mages in this province. That hurts to see mages not being made. Only one a turn in your capital. Why not one here? Why not one here? Gold's hard to come by, I understand, but... Well, instead of making, like, you know, Lion Tribe, or Agarthan, or Troglodyte Slaves could save the money for labs, I think that would be useful. We'll see how this goes. Amazons are no easy prey, and these guys are in skirmish formation for some reason. Why are they in skirmish formation? Why are they not in box? Why did he click skirmish formation? Because now the morale's 10. That's terrible. And these Troglodyte Slaves, no battle commands. They're going to get hit first. And there's some dinosaur riding women back there. I mean, he probably will win, just out of sheer numbers. But that seems sketchy to me. That's not to say I don't think this battle is winnable with this army. Maybe just, like, this formation would be better, and tell them to hold an attack up here, and tell these guys also to hold an attack, while this guy sits here and casts spells. Like, he could cast, well, he can't cast much. I guess he could cast Earth Might. Earth Might's okay. Like, it's not great, but it'll make the human soldiers a bit better. Give them 14 strength. Yeah, I mean, it's not Strength of Giants, but he doesn't have Conjuration 3 yet. If he had Conjuration 3, he could cast Summon Earth Power, and that would give him Earth +1. And that would open up a lot more options for these mages. But I get it. He's working on some other goals. He's working towards it. But no, that's still not right. Like, you can't cast Legions of Steel. It's Earth 3. These guys can't do it until they get Summon Earth Power. I would get this first. I mean, without this, you can't even do Legions of Steel in the first place, without giving them an Earth Gem. And this also comes with the benefit of Reinvigoration 4. So they'll get more fatigue reduction. And then they can cast spells with more power. Like here, it says plus number of effects are increased by 2 for every extra level the caster is. So even Flying Shards now, if you're casting it at level 3, you're sending out 8 of these 10 damage shards. Not amazing, but better than, you know, 4 of them, right? Twice as powerful, effectively. Is he doing anything else that I'd like to see? He yanked this painted cave away from Archaecephaly, so he is now getting 1 Astral Pearl a month. His gem income is actually pretty good. He's got a lot of magic sites. A lot of very nice magic sites. 2 lava lakes? Wait, hold up. 2 lava lakes right next to each other. Ooh, maybe not. How do I... Income box. There we go. Okay. Yeah, 2 lava lakes right next to each other. That's incredible. That's a lot of gems. And this province, too, is insane. He's got a lot of gem income, and that's really going to serve him well the later the game goes. And finally, we have Fascia, whose god did awake this turn. He tried to fight 2 battles here. This is him going underwater to fight the Shark Tritons. And these guys are spooky because they have Berserker, which is always dangerous. They have 3 attacks, and 2 of them have poison, armor-negating poison, should they connect their attack. And when berserking, their attack skill becomes 14. They get more strength. I think this guy had his arm chopped off. But look, their stats become pretty excellent. They're rolling at a 14 to hit you. Their protection's a little better. Really, the only issue with the Berserker is they just die in 1 hit. Because these guys are crushing them with 27 damage with their Coral Glaive coming down. It just kills them in 1 go. So a lot of them don't have an opportunity to berserk. 1 guy dies from poison, sadly, but he does take this province, and the other one he took without any losses, so don't need to watch that. Although, I suppose I can watch his commander Lightning Bolt some indies. Very nice. Charismatic Preacher has appeared carrying the word of a rival pretender. I wonder whose dominion this is. Growth, Misfortune, and Heat. Could it possibly be Marignon? It's either him or it's Agartha, because Agartha is the only other person with heat scales. So, weird. What is he doing? He is patrolling in his capital, he's researching, he's forging a true shot bow and a lightning rod. A lightning rod. This thing. For the corpse construction bonus? I guess. I mean, that's alright, but you don't have any death mages outside of your pretender. And your pretender's turns are way too valuable to blow them, creating, like, crappy chaff units. Like, this guy should be site searching, or he should be researching. He's a fantastic researcher, too. He should not be wasting his time producing, like, little bits of chaff. He'll have a palisade up in 3 turns. Looks like he's moving this priest over, maybe to build a temple. He's still trying for more provinces. He's actually making up, like, his income is really deflated because of the eclipse, but he is actually making up some ground by taking these coastal provinces that are relatively safe from Marignon, which is interesting that Marignon can't realistically touch these. Although he should be able to, like, walk up here and just claim all this land, and deny Fascia the ability to do that. And it's like, who's going to stop Marignon? But then you're fighting a war on 2 fronts, and it's hard to move your army around, whereas he can just dance around the lake. So I get it, that could be irritating. He's going to have his Colossi Queen next turn, still saving basically all of his diplomacy money. What's he moving over here? Moving this commander? I wonder why. I wonder if he's going to have him start building a palisade. I don't think that would be wise. This province is going to be really hard to hold. If not from Marignon, because the river, then Agartha, for sure. And I think once he sees Agartha's armies moving into position, he will probably reconsider building a palisade. But otherwise, not much to say here. Oh, he's hiring mercenaries. He's hiring Magnus's crossbowmen for 132, and he is rehiring the shipwreckers down here underwater. I want to see if anyone else is hiring the mercs. No. Maybe Marignon. He is. He's putting 400 gold on these crossbowmen, and he's putting them in province 120. Oops. Over here. So he's going to outbid Fascia for those. Oh my god, that's so much money. That's a lot of money. Marignon has spent double the amount of gold that Fascia has on mercenaries just with these two alone. Like, I get it, he wants to keep them, but this is actually, like, the amount of gold he spent on both these mercenaries is the amount of gold Fascia lost on this battle. It's a little bit less, but still, you know, it's pretty comparable. Like, he's gonna have to make some serious gains from these mercs, because this is a massive dump. Although it does deny the units from Fascia, so that is a positive. I'm curious if anyone else is hiring mercs. No, Ulm doesn't have a reason to, I guess. Although he really should. He's just rolling in money, so there's no reason not to. And Archicephaly is not either. So no more mercs being hired. No more mercs being hired from the other players, but Marignon is really blowing a lot of money on that, and I think he could get away with a little bit less. Also, in the first place, I don't understand the strategic value. Even if you deny your opponent those mercenaries, they still have to pay for them routinely. It's not like that grants them more killing power against you. Like, are those crossbowmen gonna be the difference that's gonna defeat your Knights of the Chalice? No, absolutely not. Of course not. Knights of the Chalice are extremely impervious to missile fire. Even crossbows, because their shield is just so... the parry value is so high. So the crossbowmen are not going to make a difference. Much like the macemen aren't going to make the difference. They're not going to contribute to Fascia's victory. They're just... the only thing they could provide is chaff to block the Knights of the Chalice. A much more important... the way Fascia's going to win the war is with mages, with magic, using mind burns or, lightning bolts. So for that purpose, the mercenaries are okay, because they will ingest those hits. But can't you just make chaff? Can't you just, like, spam out, crappy chaff, if you wanted to do that? Like, doesn't Marignon have sort of chaff units? I guess the crossbowmen are the closest thing. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, he really doesn't have a lot of good chaff options, I suppose. Or rather, he doesn't have a below 10 gold unit. Anyway, that's all for this video.